It's finally the day. Third test, India versus England at Lord's. And it'll be very interesting to see what will be the composition of the Indian cricket team. We know for certain that Jasprit Bumrah is back. But then, what will be the other combination? Are we going to see Sundar and Jadeja being persisted with? We don't know. But yes, we did get some kind of an indication from Rishabh Pant about the nature of the wicket and how it is. But as far as the most important things are concerned, firstly, the London weather. It is predicted that there will be absolute clear skies for the first 3 days of this test match. You are then going to see some cloud cover on the fourth, but the chances of rain are pretty minimal. But we don't know with the UK weather. It is very, very fickle. Suddenly they say it is sunny, but afterwards it could change. And then you could have some scattered showers. But London's been very, very hot. It's been about 30, 35 degrees Celsius. It's very hot, and that is why you're going to see what is the nature of the wicket going to be. There might be some life, some grass cover at Lord's, but not too many. Maybe those green patches might be to ensure that, okay, the pitch is held together. That is why it may not be all that green. It will still be a good batting deck. Remember, Lord's has got a very, very good record when you have to look at batting. Lord's and Oval are two of the most run scoring facilities that you've got in England. So that is why Lord's will see plenty of runs. But if there is a bit of life on this wicket, then England might struggle. We already know that Jofra Archer is in the playing 11 for England. What might be India's playing 11? Well, my estimate, looking at their batting and looking at their bowling estimates, what I can sum up is maybe India want the buffer of the batting. But then you also need good bowlers on this wicket. So that's why Jaiswal, Rahul, Karun Nair, Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant. Then I could see Washington Sundar getting a promotion. Washington Sundar, Ravindra Jadeja, Shardul Thakur, then Akashdeep, Bumrah, Siraj. That is my ideal playing 11 for these kind of conditions, because I know that it is not going to be easy to ensure you pick the right combination. You'll argue, two spinners in Lord's, what is going to happen? Anyway, barring Graham Swan, no other off spinner has ever had that much of success at Lord's. So that's why you have to understand that Washington Sundar has been utilized not for his bowling, but for his batting. Shardul Thakur here has been utilized not for his batting, but for his bowling. You will have 4 pacers and 2 spinners. 2 of them are all-rounders. One a bowling all-rounder, one a batting all-rounder. Nitish Reddy, if he's there, then I think you are only going to play him in place of Shardul Thakur, and then perhaps you'll play him more frequently, you'll bowl him more frequently. That's how I look at it. So yes, the pitch, the green cover has eased off. You may see some amounts of green in the pitch, but apart from that, it's a flat deck that you'll see at Lord's. There will be runs on offer if you can survive the first hour of every session. But then I've said the team combination weather is looking absolutely perfect. So that's why you're in for a crackerjack of a test match. 2:45 p.m. IST will be going live on Sports Today for all the action regarding the toss for the team 11. You don't want to miss that. So yes, India versus England really is going to be a blockbuster third test match. Remember, whoever wins this will take a 2-1 lead in the series, and you will possibly be one step closer to winning this test series. And Shubman Gill's team start as the favourites. Now, as far as other sporting events are concerned, Wimbledon is going on, and boy oh boy, Jannik Sinner, when you look at it, he's overcome his injury concerns to defeat Ben Shilton, and he's made it to the semi-final in a very proper way. But Novak Djokovic had to undergo a 4-setter, and that is why he will now face. So the semi-final lineups for the men's are Jannik Sinner versus Novak Djokovic. Then you're going to have Carlos Alcaraz versus Taylor Fritz. For Djokovic, that semi-final will determine whether he can make it into the 25th Grand Slam or he'll have to wait for it. Perhaps this is last year. We don't know. But Novak Djokovic versus Jannik Sinner, Taylor Fritz versus Carlos Alcaraz. That's your Wimbledon lineup. As far as the women's is concerned, you also have Iga Swiatek reaching the semi-final. But Belinda Bencic has become the first Swiss player since Martina Hingis in the women's category to make it to the semi-final. 27-year wait. That's indeed a very, very long time. So yes, that is also going to be very, very interesting as Wimbledon now reaches its business end. As far as other sports are concerned, when it comes to chess, the Women's Chess World Cup round 2 is going to begin today. And we have already seen the Indian contingent get off to a strong start. Vantika Agrawal defeating a former women's champion. You also had Harika Dronavalli play out a draw against an all-Indian. It was PV Nandida. Nandida and Dronavalli, they'll clash today as well. Koneru Hampi, Vaishali Ramesh Babu, Divya Deshmukh have all begun brilliantly. And that is why today's rounds will determine how many Indians will go through. Remember, even Priyanka, who made it into the first round with some tiebreakers against a top-ranked Hungarian player, she will also be the key. So this is going to be a very, very interesting situation as far as the Women's Chess World Cup is concerned. So Women's Chess World Cup is going to be resuming today in round 2. Let's see how many Indians progress from Banchumi into the next round as well. Now, as far as the other situations concerned in the Club World Cup, Paris Saint-Germain have put on a clinical masterclass by absolutely thrashing Real Madrid 4-0. And that is why they are now into the next round, into the final. They are aiming for a quadruple, and standing in their way is Chelsea, who beat Fluminense 2-0. So Chelsea have beaten Fluminense 2-0. Paris Saint-Germain beating Real Madrid 4-0. Paris Saint-Germain eyeing a historic quadruple. It's never ever happened for them. The treble never happened for them. The quadruple could happen this time around. The only team standing in their path is Chelsea. So that Club World Cup final is also going to take place over the weekend. Let's see how that pans out as well. So chess, we are all sorted. And by the way, Nihal Sarin has managed to beat Magnus Carlsen in Title Tuesday. And because of that, he has won the Title Tuesday at that particular point in time. So Nihal Sarin has overcome Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura to ensure that he has won this particular tournament in grand style. So yes, plenty of positive things happening in the world of chess at this stage. You're also looking at football, the Club World Cup. You're also looking at this particular contest when you have to look at India versus England, the third test match. And you're also going to see cricket in action or day after tomorrow as well, starting with the pink ball test match between West Indies and Australia at Jamaica. New Zealand have begun their tour of Zimbabwe. They'll be reaching there pretty shortly. In about 2 days' time, I think about 6 days' time, we're going to have the first test match. So let's see how that happens. There's one comment that I had, the cool pineapple saying, Jofra Archer was Indian top order in a mouth-watering contest. No, cool pineapple. I don't think so for one simple reason. This isn't the Jofra Archer of old. If it was 2019 Jofra Archer, then I would have agreed. But with so many elbow stress fractures and back stress fractures, he's not the same anymore. So that's why, yes, the slope at Lords, and with the help of a lively wicket, maybe you could see certain batters struggle. Yes, that can happen. There will be an even contest between bat and ball. This is the 149th test at Lords, most number of tests hosted by any venue besides Lords. Only MCG, SCG, Kennington all hosted more than 100 tests. Well, this was bound to happen. Starting if only England and Australia played test cricket, and South Africa came much later, and West Indies came much later. This was bound to happen. So that's why Lords, Oval, Melbourne, Sydney, all these places will have seen maximum number of test matches being hosted. So that's how it goes, my friend. Your quick prediction for this test match? Tough one. Tough one. Lords, we have only won 3, but we'll have won the last encounter there. Tough one. Very tough one. I think it could be India. It could be India. They have got all bases covered. Their bowling looks settled. Batting is in good form. So that is the only way when you look at it. So yes, India start as the favourites, but we don't know how this test match will swing. England's bowlers and England's batters have really not got much assistance in that sense. Among current players, only KL Rahul has hit a test run at Lords, Root has 7 ton at Lords. But yes, Root, if you can dismiss Root cheaply, then I think England's batting woes will only amplify in more ways than one. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this morning wrap. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. And don't forget to tap that bell icon so that you know when we go live. Bye-bye.